we've got this video game coming out called Reckoning. It was a studio that was started by Kurt Schilling, a guy pitched for the Philadelphia Phillies and the Diamondbacks and the Red Sox. He started his own, he was a big gamer, so he started an MMO game that will be coming out late in 2012 that's based on this new IP. But we also have the console game that's coming out that EA is going to be releasing in February. There's a couple trailers up on YouTube and on the internet if you guys want to look at it. One of them I directed, some crazy sort of goofy one, and then the other one is all in-game. Everything you see in it is all in-game. It's a big RPG game. It's just this super deep, sort of rich world, and the action in it is just amped up as big as you've ever seen in an RPG game. So, and here, that was just a troll. One of the statues that we're going to be releasing here of the game when we get closer to it. We continue to do the toys. Again, we're back again with Walking Dead, something that I'm sure a lot of you guys here are looking forward to. Starts tomorrow. We've got, I'm an old guy. We've got the license for both the AMC TV version and the comic book version. So we're going to keep going back and forth because we can do sometimes crazier stuff with comic book stuff than you can when you're dealing with TV and movie people. Sometimes they want to sort of pull it back, and Robert doesn't give a shit. He'll just do whatever he wants to do. So, we continue to do our sports figures here, although there might be a delay on what's happening with the basketball. If they don't start playing games here pretty soon, we're going to have to hold those figures out. We continue to do very good with the Halo, and again, for you guys who are Halo fans out there, Halo 4 is coming out next year. Been able to see a sneak peek of it. They let me behind the curtain there. They got the new team. Right, Bungie's been doing it for years. They got the new team. And the upside of bringing on a new team at any time, it's like the good men up here, is that they bring a sort of fresh perspective to something. I mean, there's a tendency to fall into a bit of a status quo if you just keep using the same people over and over. So they've shown me some designs that are just awesome. And I know they don't like me talking about it too much, but it's just cool how I've done it. It's cool stuff. So, what else we got? Oh, and lastly, we signed a deal with Travis Barker, drummer for Blink-182. He's got this logo. Hopefully most of you guys have seen that logo before. Started an apparel line called Famous Stars and Strap. He just puts out these goofy shirts out there that have a nice sort of strong branding, and then him and I ran into each other and started having a chat. He's like, "We should do some fun, famous, stuff." So anyway, it's going to be, I think, about 6 or 7 designs that are going to be coming out at the t-shirt store. And there's going to be 6 of them, as you can see. It's just going to try to incorporate some of our artwork and then the famous logo that are in there. So here's I think you've got one. That's a great version of it right there. If you don't want the white one on there. So, any of them? Oh, and I have company. That's the end of it? Okay, that's the end of it. Okay, so anyway, let's just open this up a little bit of conversation and let people go here. I'll pass it down here. So we'll start with John and we'll work our way here. So John has jumped on board working on the Spawn with myself and Will and Shim. So maybe just talking a little bit about the shift that we went to from sort of 200 into issue 201 fast forward. Because if you read the last line, like I said, it was the last line that I put in that issue 200 said, we're going to go underground, was really a big sort of beacon light as to the new direction we're going to go into. And so what it was that I wanted with that one word, John can speak on it, was I still want to do all the things that you guys are used to in Spawn, which is having an hour and a fight and whatever, but I wanted to do is just scale down what they look like. So that everybody still wants the same thing, they're just going to start looking more and more normal instead of fantastic, so they can actually integrate into human society and start doing things like controlling the airways and maybe the advertising, and all of a sudden they run the big banks and stuff like that, and they control us in a different way instead of just zapping us with Draco. So you talked a little bit about the direction we're heading with it.
Well, that last line, going underground, is pretty much the hallmark, kind of the foundation for everything from 201 on. And we're literally taking the Spawn universe and all those all those fantastic elements and made them real world. So there's things happening. There's still threats. There's still some fantastic threats. If you've been paying attention to the book, I mean, you've seen some big fights and some demons. But more of the threats and more of kind of the danger of the book is kind of in people's actions and in the way heaven and hell are manipulating everyday human people and using them to kind of go about achieving their agendas and furthering kind of their goal of annihilating one another, and where this new Spawn Jim kind of plays into that whole game, how he's been manipulated and how he kind of rolls with the punches. And we just finished 212 just came out, which is kind of the last, kind of the foundation of what the Jim Downey Spawn universe is going to be. And so you kind of get a big chunk in pretty much seconds of the story. Will and I kind of go over basic plot points, and then I'll kind of flesh it out when we get to Todd. Todd will give his thoughts and kind of go back and make some corrections, and as we're kind of seeing it, when we bring it to Todd, he gives us the okay, we send it to Shimon, and he starts making it pretty for you guys.
So let me give you an example. So for instance, what if Rush Limbaugh was a demon? Right? So what if I was able to corner Rush? And I was to say, Rush, why do you act like that? And what if his answer was, I don't believe in a single thing I say every day. I don't care. I'm not Republican. I'm not pro this. The only reason I spew what I spew is because it antagonizes and it forces people to split and to bang against each other. And that's good for our agenda, to have humans always in strife against each other. That's why I do it, Tom. If I could say something else that would antagonize people, I'd say that. So I just do it because you guys fall for it as human beings. So that's some of the stuff we're talking about in the go forward with the Spawn. And part of it too is it's also going to lead, if you guys like what we're doing somewhat in 201 up, it's closer to what eventually will appear in the movie as we get there, because it's going to be a straight art drama, no villains, none of that. It's just going to be a creepy boogeyman story, and it's just going to be all real but one item, which is this thing that we call Spawn. So that's sort of where we're headed in the story of Spawn. Now we got Shimon, who, like I said, I found him. For any of you guys who don't know the story,